This video is going to be reaction to the discussion of the greatest demon lord gets reincarnated as an ordinary nobody. Episode 7. The reaction is now going to commence. The idiot. Wait, is it actually gonna be a demon? Okay, not. I thought maybe she was right somehow. Well, what's wrong with her loving potatoes? Wait, can't you just see with your infinite amount of power? So she wanted to fight you, pretty much. You can do both. Oh, certain matter? Wait, you actually have that in the... Yeah, at least try to be sneaky. Wow. Your harem plan, eh? I mean, this was the point, right? They wanted to manipulate him. Sorry, this is hilarious. Come on. This is ridiculous. How are you not used to that? You were a god. Why are you running the mood? Okay, not. Oh, also, of course, everyone in a maid dress today. I think it's called dress. Oh. Sylphie is appreciating Irina, I'm assuming. Hugo. Yeah, apparently. Can you do swordsmanship? I thought it's just about swordsmanship. Yes. She's a succubus. Mistress. Alright, that also never happened. I'm shocked we're actually gonna stay with only 2 girls in the harem. But named characters, only 2 of them. Very small harem for an overpowered character. I think they mentioned only techniques can be used with swords, right? Or did I not see that right? Children of the great heroes. Eh? I'm impressed that Irina can do any sort of swordsmanship. If you're against her, just give up. Oh yeah, a good decision. Wait, Ginny is also participating? Can she do swordsmanship? I'm confused. What happened? Okay. Why is he sending them so he can have a moment with her? Miss. Oh my goodness. Beauty. I mean, sure there will be. I mean, probably there will be. And let me guess who's going to win one of those titles. Actually, I know who's gonna win both. Oh my goodness, he's just in another form. Yeah. The maid outfit. You have. In a negative way, though. What? You're getting a backstory? You did horribly. Tch, excuses. I mean, I get it, but that does not excuse it. You know what you should do if you actually feel bad about it? It's called an apology. Yeah? Go on. Curse. That is definitely your decision. What? Sylphie. He is. Okay. Perhaps some redemption for him. And Arthas, of course. Same here. Anyway. Indeed. Really think so what? I mean, I feel like you've changed a lot. There was a whole character shift. And everything is absolutely still. Too late. Now, let's see a tournament. That one is exciting. I want to see Olivia against that. Yes. Huh. Ooh, that's nice. Don't die on me. Whoa. In space. Well, yeah. Fair. That is a fair way to make him lose, actually. It makes sense. I feel like you were both better at magic than swordsmanship. I'm confused about this. We're gonna actually be having that conversation again. Yeah, please. I mean, honestly, every guy in the world with any sort of modicum of common sense would want something like that to happen to him. I think I'm clearly not supposed to be taking this seriously. Yeah, laugh hard. Wow. Oh, the clown. What? Okay then, I mean, I don't have that much to say about this episode. Clearly it's just a little bit of a chill episode in which nothing generally is happening, some fun with the characters. The harem thing is just complete comedy. Every single thing about this episode was just mostly comedy. The only interesting part, in personal opinion, was the little conversation Art and that fat elf guy, which he reminded me that I should stop eating as many sweets as I am, because that is my vice. I just love sweets. I am actually addicted to sweets. I am. I wish I was joking. I love sweets. I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted with sweets. Right, what was I talking about? I'm thinking now about eating sweets. So let's just switch the conversation to the direction of I don't want to end like the elfin guy who apparently had that girl, it's Ginny, there we go, working for him, and apparently her family has been working for him for a long amount of time. Now, I thought that this is interesting. Obviously enough, I don't think they're gonna do something actually interesting in the story where Ginny will maybe actually be convinced not to be with Art and actually end up with him. With the orange haired guy, if he actually apologizes and tries to improve and be a better person. But even if they don't go in that direction, I still would be very interested to see an actual redemption from him. Because this was clearly set up in this episode. It felt a little too hard. Just, I feel like the conversation was fine. I feel like it was a little jarring, just a little bit. This whole episode, just a little jarring in personal opinion. Could have been better. But because it was a jokey episode, I don't mind it that much. Now, once again, but I think the conversation was interesting, and I think it had some interesting parts. I feel like it could have been done slightly better, but it will see, rather we'll see where it's gonna go. Because that elven guy was talking about how they've been actually friends, or at least have known each other for a long amount of time. He has his issues with his father, telling his ideology, pushing it down on him. But you see, I have a problem with this. I enjoy everything he said, but I feel like we need one episode at least where we get introduced to that aspect. At least one episode. If we had one episode, a single scene, where we had that guy and we learned that he actually has some awful background, why he actually got himself into this awful situation, I would have been fine with it. I really would have been. Or rather, if there weren't some of the parts of the conversation were missing and maybe appeared later in the story, I would have appreciated it more. This is the problem I have in general with this story a little tiny bit, that I feel like it's still rushing. It is doing a much better job than the other one I watched recently, but it's still rushing. I don't understand what's up with all the rushing when it comes to just stories like these. I feel like that's really okay. I just feel like it's really ruining everything, because it's okay to have a boring episode. I just feel like it's better to have a boring episode than have an episode where I feel like everything is rushed and incomplete and I am going to miss on important things later in the story. I feel like it's actually worse for a story, much worse, to have it be incredibly rushed than it actually slowing down to a crawl. Because I guess you can tell that from the fact that I'm still reacting to Boruto, because it absolutely has episodes which are so insanely slow, but I can handle that. I can handle slow episodes that pretty much stop the plot and everything in its place. I really hate episodes which just go ahead and skip what feels like can be an entire arc with a single sentence, or just try to rush. Doesn't matter. I can have a whole conversation about that. Point is, I'm very interested to see what is gonna happen with that orange-haired guy. The fan service in this episode was fan service. I'm not gonna be complaining about it. It was just there. We'll see how they're gonna continue on executing it. I think it would be interesting to see what that elf will do in the future. Will he actually apologize to Ginny? I think so. I think it would be very interesting to see what would happen if perhaps she would actually not end up with Ark but with him, but that is almost 100% impossibility in personal opinion. Anyway though, there is a video there, except my channel there, and I hope you had as much fun as I did.